Feet in straps is one of those exercises that we do on the reformer. I'm just going to pop myself into feet in straps at the moment. And for those of you that haven't seen a reformer before, it's basically got springs on it and we can use it to stretch and move the legs. Now, one of the exercises that people like in feet in straps is basically the springs and the ropes here support you. So when you're moving and when you're doing anything, they give you a whole heap of support. Now, when you have back pain, what happens is you lose mobility around the hips. So as your leg gets sore, as your leg gets stiff, you can stop moving. So what I'm doing here is just getting some movement in parallel, so as if I'm sitting down and pushing out to stand up, but also in a turnout position, so it's a little bit like a frog. One of the common mistakes people do here is they come into 90 degrees. In that position, it's keeping you nice and locked, or if you're active through your hamstrings, and then we press back out. If you kind of come to 90 degrees and kind of collapse, we lose any contraction. The other thing that's nice about feet in straps is that we can take it up into a stretch, so I can stretch out my hamstrings. Again, as long as I keep my tail down, if I let my tail kind of come up, then all I'm doing is lifting up and using my bottoms. So I want to keep my neutral spine. The reason lots of people like this exercise is that we can use it to get some mobility around the hips. So we're getting stretch into the hamstrings, we're getting mobility, and it's kind of oiling our hip joints as we come around into an adductor in the thigh stretch. And then if we swap and change directions, so we're coming through here, we're getting eccentric movement of our hamstrings. One of the ways I like teaching my clients to use feet in straps is to actually take one leg out and use it to stretch hamstrings. So we can control it with our support leg if we need to, but now I've got a single leg hamstring stretch. So I'm taking it into a stretch. I can take it across my body, so I'm getting kind of an outer thigh stretch. It's a little bit of a neural stretch here, so it can be a bit ouchy. And then I can take it into an inner thigh stretch. And generally I like to finish on a glute stretch. And that's a little bit